Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for agreeing to set up this interview. As you know, we only have a short amount of time, so let's go ahead and get started right away.
Sounds good.
Now, I know that you've been involved in some work on community issues. Can you tell me what attracted you to the community issue that you chose at the beginning of the semester?
Yes. So the community issue that I chose at the beginning of the semester was the inequalities that women face in the workforce. Now, I come from a family of strong women leaders, so I think seeing the potential that women have in business is just what gave me the inspiration to try to talk about the inequalities that women face in the workplace and the fact that they aren't getting the opportunities to show off the great leadership skills that they have. And so that is why I chose this issue of inequality in the workplace, because I have a personal experience of strong women leaders.
Okay, thank you. Now, your materials also said that you were involved in a community issue team project that focused on a call to action. Can you share with me what call to action your team put forward and why you chose that call to action?
Yes. The call to action that my team put forward was to talk about the issue of sexual violence. Now, being college students and being on a college campus, we thought this was an important issue to bring forward because when things like victim blaming happen and sexual violence isn't talked about, victims of abuse do not get the rehabilitation that they need nor the justice that they deserve. So we thought that telling our classmates that this is an issue that needs to be talked about and reacted to was a good idea to bring forth.
I see. Now, if I were to ask the other members of your team what they think your biggest strength is, what do you think they would say, and why do you think they would say it?
I think that if you ask my fellow group mates what my greatest strength is, I think they would say my leadership skills. Now, when we were preparing to write our speech, we broke off into different paragraphs and started doing our own thing. But I thought that if we worked together and went through each individual part, but as a team, it would be way more coherent and our speech would flow better because we would all be working off of ideas but together. And so I think that that really showed my leadership skills, and so I think that's why they would say leadership is my biggest strength.
Okay, great. What for you was the most challenging thing about working with your team?
I think the most challenging thing about working with my team was time management. I'm a full-time soccer player, Fatma is a mother, and Alexis works. So it was really hard for us to meet up outside of class. But we ended up overcoming this challenge by using the chats in OneDrive so that we could communicate our ideas to each other without actually physically being in the same room together. So although we faced this challenge, we ended up overcoming it in our own creative way.
Thank you. Okay, last question. In 30 seconds or so, tell me what your biggest takeaway was from Comm 110 this semester. What will stick with you and be useful to you?
I'd say that my biggest takeaway from Comm 110 this semester has to be the importance of having organization in your speeches. And the fact that I also learned that this is important in not only big setting speeches, but small settings like talking with your coworkers or just other people like friends. It's important to have this organization so that others understand the ideas you're trying to convey. And it's so gonna stick with me because of the fact that it works in so many different situations. And so whether it helps me in the rest of college or whatever job I pursue afterwards, that is the reason that organization will stick with me for a very long time because of Comm 110.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. We'll probably be in touch with you in the next few weeks or so. Take care.
Sounds good. Thank you.